Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Elisha, a counselor who specializes in trauma recovery, particularly for individuals who've survived high control groups, authoritarian systems, or cults. And today I want to talk about something incredibly important: creating support networks after leaving cult. This topic is close to my heart because leaving a cult or any high control group is one of the bravest things a person can do. But as many survivors know, the challenges don't stop once you leave. You may feel isolated, confused, or even scared of reaching out for help. That feeling of being cut off, whether from family, friends, or even your own sense of self, can be overwhelming. But here's the truth: there is life after leaving a cult, and having a strong supportive network can be one of the most important steps in rebuilding your life, rediscovering your identity, and regaining trust in others. In today's video, I'm going to share practical tips, real life examples, and insights to help you create or plug into a support network that will help you heal and thrive. Let's start with the why. Why are support networks so vital after leaving a cult? Well, when individuals leave cults, whether they're religious, ideological, or personality driven, they often have endured deep emotional, psychological, and even physical manipulation. Cults often isolate members from the outside world, reject dissent or individuality, and control every aspect of their lives: beliefs, relationships, finances, even their sense of self-worth. When someone leaves, they're not just walking away from the group, they're often leaving behind their entire community, identity, and sometimes their faith and family. The impact of this is huge. Survivors often struggle with trust, shame, loss, and even fear of retaliation. In the absence of supportive structures to lean on, the pain can feel just unbearable. That's why support networks are so important. These networks give survivors the space to be seen and heard without judgment while rebuilding healthy connections and autonomy. For example, I once worked with a young woman who left a religious cult. She had no friends outside the group, and her parents disowned her. She felt completely alone. But after she plugged into a private online forum for survivors, she found people who understood her story almost instantly. She realized she wasn't crazy or broken. She was surviving something terrible, and she found immense strength in knowing that others had walked this road before her. Now, let's talk about what makes a good support network. Whether you're starting one yourself or looking for one to join, there are a few components you may want to prioritize. Number one, safe and non judgmental space. Support networks need to be a space where survivors feel safe to share their experiences without fear of judgment, dismissal, or invalidation. Cult survivors often have complex emotions: anger, sadness, guilt, and even feelings of nostalgia for the group. A non judgmental space allows people to process their emotions at their own pace. As an example, a small group I worked with asked members to honor a no fixing, no judging rule, which means letting people share their stories without trying to fix them or dismiss their feelings as wrong. This simple boundary allowed conversations to flow freely and safely. Number two, confidentiality. When leaving a cult, survivors can worry about others finding out where they are or what they're doing, especially if the cult engages in harassment or intimidation tactics. So, confidentiality is crucial and critical. Sharing personal stories or details should only happen in environments where privacy and safety are respected.
Introducing the Eternal Honeymoon Extravaganza. Unforgettable adventures designed just for two. Romantic escapes that bring you closer together. Excitement, passion, and memories that last forever. Visit mylibido.com/eternal and start your journey today.
In every love story, there are chapters that need a little reignition, a touch of magic to stir the embers of passion that once burned brightly. Welcome to the Eternal Honeymoon Extravaganza, a sanctuary for couples seeking to rediscover their passion, to unlock secrets of lasting desire, and to find joy in each other's embrace once again. This isn't your everyday relationship advice. This is a deep dive into the art of love, sex, and connection. Hosted by Dr. Diane Mueller, a luminary in the world of love and libido, and joined by 15 global experts, this 3-day virtual event promises transformation, passion, teaches you how to pleasure each other in new, mind blowing ways, and ends the cycle of mismatched desire. From November 3rd to 5th, your relationship will embark on a journey of rediscovery. And the best part? While this experience is valued at $397, you will have an exclusive chance to dive in for just $1. Yes, you heard that right. With the special coupon code ETERNAL before November 9th at midnight, Mountain Standard Time, you can secure your spot in this life-changing event. And let's not forget the cherry on top. Attend live, and you'll be showered with exclusive bonuses, gifts, and the chance to win prizes that will further enhance your journey towards eternal honeymoon bliss. This is more than a seminar, it's your gateway to a revitalized love life. So, dear listeners, will I see you there? Will you give your love story the gift of eternal passion, laughter, and desire? Head over to Eternal My Libido Doc and remember to use your special code. It's time to live your love life in endless spring, where every day is a honeymoon. See you at the Eternal Honeymoon Extravaganza. Strongest support networks are built on shared understanding. When survivors realize that others get it, the manipulation, the control, the fear, they often feel incredible relief. It's not just about hearing words of encouragement, it's about knowing someone truly understands what you've been through. For example, there are online forums like Reddit groups for ex-cult members and organizations like the International Cultic Studies Association that connects survivors who've gone through similar experiences. These communities remind people you're not alone. Number 4, empowerment and autonomy. Finally, support networks should help survivors rebuild their sense of self and autonomy. When you've spent years in a group that controls your every decision, the idea of making choices for yourself can feel daunting. Networks that empower survivors to reclaim their identity without pressuring them to think or act a certain way are invaluable. For instance, a local meetup group I know avoids giving advice or encouraging specific next steps. Instead, it focuses on asking questions like, what feels most authentic to you? How can we support you in exploring that? It's about rediscovering who you are, not who the group told you to be. If you've recently left a cult, you might feel unsure about where to even start. Here are some practical steps to help. Step 1, seek out existing resources. First, see if there are already resources, groups, or forums in your area or online. Many organizations are dedicated to helping cult survivors. The International Cultic Studies Association, or ICSA, for instance, has gatherings, resources, and support networks specifically for people recovering from high control groups. Online spaces can also be incredibly helpful, especially if you're not comfortable meeting in person yet. Subreddits like r/xcultrecovery or survivor forums can provide a virtual environment to start sharing and connecting. Hi there, friends. Elisha here. You and we're on this winding road of life together, and I'd like to share a little piece of my soul with you, something to bring us closer on this shared journey of growth and self-discovery. The mental Health Handbook is a piece of that shared journey. And it's not just a collection of my thoughts, it's a sanctuary where we can learn resilience and arm ourselves with self care tools for those days that just feel too heavy. Consider it a conversation between friends, one that I hope brings you comfort and strength. And for those times when we seek quiet reflection, I've crafted the Mindfulness Coloring Book for Adults. Picture us side by side, lost in the simple joy of coloring, allowing the stillness and the words of peace and forgiveness to wrap around us like warm embrace. I want these books to be part of your journey, to walk with you and guide you towards a fuller, more peaceful heart. It's a path we travel together, one filled with understanding, care, and the gentle reminder that you're not alone. Both the Mental Health Handbook and Mindfulness Coloring Book for Adults are waiting for you on Amazon and at the Restoring You Christian Counseling website. These spaces are more than just stories, they're gateways to the experiences we can share and grow from. Let's take this step to nurture our mental and spiritual health together. Find the books and let's start unfolding the beauty and strength that lies within us, page by page, color by color. Thank you for letting me part of your journey. Here's to the discoveries we'll make and the peace we'll find together. Step 2. Start small and build relationships. If you feel there isn't a network near you, you don't have to create something massive. Start small. Reach out to one person who understands your experience. It could be a therapist or counselor, a trusted friend, or another survivor. And invite them to meet for a coffee or set up a Zoom call. I had a client who started with just 3 friends in her living room talking about how they were recovering from a shared cult experience. Over time, that casual meetup grew into a regular support group that became a lifeline for other survivors. Step 3. Educate yourself together. Doing research on cult dynamics, psychological manipulation, and healing from trauma can be a great group activity. Survivors often find that understanding why cults work the way they do helps them regain clarity and trust in themselves. Books like Stephen Hassan's Combating Cult Mind Control or Janja Lalick's Bounded Choice can be a great starting point for a book club or a group discussion. Step 4. Focus on emotional support. Finally, remember that support networks don't need to have all the answers or fix everything. Sometimes simply listening and creating space for people to share their stories is the most healing thing you can do. Leaving a cult is a huge step towards reclaiming your freedom, but it can also leave you feeling raw, vulnerable, and unsure of how to move forward. That's why support networks are so important. They help you heal, reconnect, and rediscover who you are, one step at a time. I encourage you to start small, reach out, and know that there are people out there who understand what you've been through. There is life after leaving a high control group, and you deserve to surround yourself with others who will honor your journey and celebrate your progress. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas about starting or joining a support network, share them below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're currently struggling, remember there are resources out there and people like me who care deeply about your healing. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Take care, be kind to yourself. I'll see you next time.